May 27th, don't play with us. We going up. No Bobby V out right now. You heard? I've been bombing on it. I ain't finna stop. You heard? I'm just doing this video so you can get the drift of this hood. This shit so fliggity. You heard? That's splat.
Now, Jim Jones has been on my channel a countless number of times from different beefs he was in, from situations with Rod Diggs, BMF, Max B, True Life, and the list goes on. But today I'm going to touch on a situation when Jim Jones is on the opposite side of the battlefield from Neyo. That's right, Neyo. Now, when original reports came out on this situation, it was said that Jim Jones and his entourage stomped out Neyo in the Louis Vuitton store, but Neyo says it never happened. Now, according to Neyo, he says he was in the Fifth Ave Louis Vuitton store with Jay-Z's friend Tata brother Vaughn, and Tata and Vaughn looks extremely alike. Now, I believe it's like 3 of them. Now, get in the comment section and correct me if I'm wrong. Now, Vaughn and Jim Jones had a long time beef, and this would be the first time Jim and Vaughn ran into each other. Now, supposedly, Neyo's in the Louis store with Vaughn, and Jim Jones comes in the store with a female and 2 of his guys. Now, when Jim Jones see Vaughn, he walks up to him, pull out his cell phone and begin to taunt him, calling him soft, trying to embarrass him, and says he's going to put the video on YouTube. Now, Vaughn gets sick of Jim Jones disrespecting him with his phone in his face, so he smacked Jimmy's phone out his hand. Once he smacked the phone out his hand, they begin to wrestle with each other and fall on the ground. Now, I'm guessing this is where the rumors of Neyo being jumped by Jim and his crew come from, but it actually was Neyo homeboy Vaughn.
They wrestling around on the ground. I'm holding this dude, but the other dude will come around and then kick Vaughn, so then I go and grab that dude. Dude I was holding to go around and kick Vaughn,
So basically, once they hit the ground, every time Neyo went to hold one of Jimmy's homeboys back, the other one would get loose and stomp Vaughn. Now, according to Neyo, the security in Louis Vuitton would eventually get everything under control. Jim and his people would leave the store, and him and Vaughn stayed and continued getting their items that they bought gift wrap. Now, once reports of this story hit the media circle, Jim Jones himself would deny any claims of hurting Neyo.
Like, shouts to Neyo. Nothing went on with Neyo. Like, that'd be a little bit wrong for me to put hands on Neyo. Shouts to Neyo. Shouts to the Louis store also, man.
Now, Jim would eventually be arrested for the situation and charged with assault, which he pled guilty to the following year. Now, Mase and Jim Jones are some of the biggest hip-hop artists out of Harlem. Jim Jones has been known for being consistent, and Mase signed to Bad Boy Records in the 90s and blossomed into a big star selling millions of records worldwide. Mase will help his childhood friend Camron get his first record deal, and after Camron got his big break, Killer will help usher other Dipset members in the game like Joel Santana, J.R. Ryder, Hell Rell, Jim Jones, just to name a few. Now, over the years, Jim Jones always mentioned Mase's name in regards of playing a big role in him and Camron's success, and Jim Jones even say Mase is the one who taught him how to rap.
Mase taught me how to rap, and Cam always made sure I was on every single album he had. So I always got to give credit to where credit is due.
Now, Mase and Jim Jones' relationship would crumble after Mase and Camron fell out over the whole situation surrounding the Horse and Carriage song and video. Now, Mase was on Camron's single for Horse and Carriage, and when it was time to do a video for the song, Mase wanted to be paid. Now, Mase didn't want to be paid directly from Camron. Mase wanted to use Camron's budget and run it up. And, you know, when you don't use your whole budget, that money goes back to the label. So Mase wanted him to, you know, break the bread with him. He even suggested that him and Camron can split the money. But Camron didn't take it that way. Camron looked at it like his friend. And, you know, his childhood friend was just charging him to do a verse and a video. So he took it the wrong way. You know, they were young at the time. So basically, Mase and Camron fell out behind that whole situation, and they wasn't rocking with each other for years. Now, fast forward to 2004. Mase is at Hot 97 on the morning show with Miss Jones and DJ Envy, and he's speaking on his situation with Camron. And during this interview, Jim Jones will call in live on air, and he'll get on Hot 97 and basically express his feelings towards Mase.
Let's start with the book. You was fabricating the book. We went on the road with you, yeah, but we left because you wasn't giving us no money, so we went and got money.
Now, when Jim Jones called in to speak to Mase live on air during his interview, Jim Jones was basically expressing that he felt Mase was telling lies in his book, and also, even though Mase took them on tour, he wasn't paying them fairly. Now, years down the line, Jim Jones even say that him and Camron used to help Mase get clothes and get gear and get fresh. So I just feel like Jim Jones feel like Mase owes him a little more than he was trying to give. And, you know, Mase got on, and Mase wasn't looking out for his guys the way he was supposed to.
All of them had their little riffs uptown. Cam, Mase, everybody had got into the little back in the day because we were so young with that success, and they started getting money. It was just different. And Mase popped off. Mase was looking like the king of Harlem. He wasn't showing no love. He wasn't giving back to the community. He wasn't picking his like L up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so you got like me and Cam always knew how to get fresh, stay with sneakers, know how to hustle, dip and dab, get to the bag a little bit. Mase wasn't on that. You dig? He was a little bit less fortunate. Like, you dig? Like, we more or less made sure we held him up, made sure he was fresh, made sure you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't selling no slabs, he wasn't selling no cracks, he wasn't getting no packs, he wasn't doing none of that. So when you that young and you know, I've been in that situation where I didn't have, and I'm around niggas getting Jordans and all that shit. I know how I feel. I feel like a bozo. When he hit, it was like hitting lottery, and in turn, it was like, now I got the bag. Let me show y'all something. Y'all is gonna have to kiss my ass now. And that didn't go as good as he wanted it to.
Now, it do seem like Mase and Jim Jones try to repair their relationship over the years, but things didn't go too well with that. Now, in a recent interview with Jim Jones, he had some words for Mase.
I don't care about Mase. I don't care for Mase too much. You heard? Tell Mase go say some prayers. You heard? My deck Mase. Let me stop.
Now, that was Jim Jones at the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy expressing his feelings towards Mase. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. It's just my opinion. I feel like Jim Jones still got a lot of resentment towards Mase because Mase and Cam is cool now and they getting money together now. I feel like Jim Jones don't like the fact of that situation, being that him and Cam is not as tight as they used to be. But I could be wrong.
You dig? Ain't nothing changed, man. I don't like you. You should have not came here and opened your mouth about Cam. You should have just kept doing your music and preaching.
But anyway, tell me what y'all think. Now, I couldn't play that whole interview with Jim Jones and Mase going back and forth at Hot 97, but that definitely was hilarious. Definitely was big in the mixtape and DVD era when that happened. It was crazy. What Mase said, wow, Jimmy, you changed. Yo, Jim Jones, I will put you on the Koofy Smack list. Now, supposedly, Rod Diggs was in Jim Jones' studio, or a studio that Jim Jones worked at often, and basically Jimmy wasn't feeling something that happened with Rod Diggs, so he told him to take that blood shit outside. Now, Rod Diggs got mad, and before he left, he had break a glass door in the studio. Now, supposedly, later on that night, Jim Jones is at Sue's nightclub, and Rod Diggs will pop up. Now, the DJ will shout Rod Diggs out and let it be known that Rod Diggs was in the building. Now, it's reported Jim Jones would hear the DJ shout out Rod Diggs, and he'll lay eyes on Rod Diggs, and it's said when Jim Jones seen Rod Diggs, it looked like he seen a ghost. Now, Jim Jones will be able to leave Sue's and make it out safe, even though one of Rod Diggs' shooters supposedly was waiting for Rod Diggs to give him an eye signal to shoot Jimmy. So basically, Rod gave Capo a pass that night. But I ran across some classic footage from a Sub-Zero DVD with Rod Diggs, Uncle Murder, and Manhood, and Rod Diggs speaks on Jimmy and Bird Gang after their whole altercation.
Shout out to Bird Gang, my nigga Punch Jim, what's poppin', homie? Capo, I still fuck with you, you already know. Shout out to Melly and everybody, I still fuck with my in Harlem, it's all good.
So what I gathered from that short clip was basically whatever happened with Jim and Rod basically got ironed out. You got to remember, Capo and Rod Diggs had mutual homies, and I'm sure Rod Diggs respected Mel Murder and Shooter as well as they respected him. So whatever they went through, I'm sure it wouldn't have escalated to the point where it couldn't be fixed. But I do want to say Rod Diggs was looking to the side like, yeah, I did something to them. I ran down on homie. But, you know, shout out to them. Look at his eyes like... He looked like he was up to something, yeah. So you know something definitely happened. And notice he kept saying still, like, I'm still cool with them. Yeah, I ran down and I'm still cool with them. Shout out to them. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention because I seen that classic footage from Sub-Zero. Go subscribe to Sub-Zero. His lives be very entertaining and he got some good information he bringing y'all. But anyway, if you're a fan of these old hip-hop stories, tell a friend about my page. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More content coming, and I'm out.